What's up, guys? My name is Joe Hatagwa, and this is the Authentic African Platform. Today, we are going to talk about how to buy land in Ghana and practical ways to understand what you need to do when you're buying that land. And if you find that interesting and you want to know more about it, then this is the video for you. All right, guys, so I messed up that intro, but we are live on all platforms. Live on Instagram, we're live on YouTube, we're live on TikTok, and we're live on Twitch. So today we're going to have a very special guest. But before we do, as we are getting everyone in here, let us know if you can hear us. Give us a thumbs up so we know you can hear me. And also let me know where you're watching from. So where you guys watching from, and give me a thumbs up and let me know that you can hear me. I want to make sure that you guys can hear me. So again, give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you guys can hear me. Let's see. What do we got? What do we got? So we have expat Afro millennial couple says, I look forward to learning more about this. Good, good. This, you guys asked for it. We're doing it. We are going to be bringing more conversations from folks who have moved to the continent of Africa, who are doing things there that we find interesting and think are helpful for those who are also planning to make the move. So Khalil speaks. LKE is in Atlanta, Georgia, and you can hear me. Great. Anybody else want to tell us if you guys can hear us? Let me check on the Instagram, see if anybody on Instagram is there and you can hear us. All right, cool. Looks like you guys can hear us. Cool. All right, so we are just waiting. Our guest will be joining us in just a moment. But before we do, let's just get some housekeeping out of the way. So I'll just do a quick introduction of myself for those of you who are new and aren't as familiar with who I am and what this platform is all about. Many of you are, but just those of you who aren't, especially if you're coming for the guest this evening. My name is Joe Hatagwa. I am an American-born Sierra Leonean. I am currently in the United States, but I did live on the continent of Africa for almost 4 years. Just recently have been moving back and forth. I'll be here most of the time in the States, going back and forth to Sierra Leone and to Ghana, which is where I lived previously. So I lived 2 years in Ghana and I lived 1 year in Sierra Leone. And so during that time, I bought land, I started a business, got my dual citizenship. Well, long before moving, I got my dual citizenship. And so throughout this process, I launched this platform, right? Started a YouTube channel, built the Instagram page, all of that. And the goal is to help people make decisions to move to the continent. And so today we do have a special guest joining us to talk to us about the process of buying land, how she got her citizenship, what she's been doing, consulting folks and helping people make that move to the continent. But before I bring her up, I think it'll be good to kind of do a little bit of an intro on her. Now, this is straight from the Ghana Consultations website, so I'll let her add if anything. But in 2021, amidst the vibrant landscapes of Asebu, Ghana Consultations was established by Aleta Epson, so now recognized as Aleta Israel. Aleta is a visionary Hebrew Israelite hailing from Chicago, Illinois, with a deep-rooted commitment to assisting our people in transitioning. GC, or Ghana Consultations, was created as a trusted platform dedicated to helping our people come home. And so without further ado, let's bring on Aleta. Aleta, what's up?
Hi, long time, oh.
Long time, oh.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I think the last time we talked was November 7th, 2022, if I'm not mistaken.
Not knowing the date.
I was just looking at my
Okay.
email.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's been a long time. A lot has happened.
Yes, a
Obviously, I
lot.
congratulated you recently. I saw all the work that you're doing with Ghana Consultations and the houses that you're building, the communities that you're building, all the things that you're doing. And I said, look, now that I'm transitioning back to the continent of the North America and going back and forth between the two continents, I want to start talking to people who are still there on the continent, continuing to do the work. And so it just made sense for me to reach back out to you and do an update since the last time we talked.
Yes, I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I know it's late over there. It's past 9 o'clock. So we're not going to keep Aleta too long. So if you guys have questions, you guys can put them in the chat. We will respond to those in the comments. I have a bunch of questions that I want to ask her, and then we'll let her get back to her evening because it is late, and so we want to make sure that she has gets her rest. All right, cool. So with that, I wanted to start by letting everybody know that we did obviously do a live previously. I think you had just been on the continent 2 years, so now we're going on almost 4 years soon. um,
Yeah.
and so there has been a lot that has changed since then. But I want to start with just some basic questions that we did ask in the previous live, but for those who are watching now, can you
Mhm.
remind us what made you move to Ghana in the first place?
Um, I think that I just kind of wanted freedom.
Okay.
Like I was getting to the point where I had just stopped modeling, and I didn't want to like be in the limelight in that way anymore. I didn't want to do hair and makeup and wear heels. I was just kind of transitioning. And so the Most High actually set me down from that life, movies, modeling. I was teaching a modeling academy. I owned one in Atlanta, Georgia. And so I was kind of transitioning. And so in the beginning of the transition, I went to Detroit, Michigan, where my uncle was staying to just kind of take a break. I didn't really know if I was going to quit yet and just stop the music, everything yet. I just wanted a break. So my uncle said, well, I got a spare bedroom here. Come stay here a little, figure out what you want to do. So then I was there a couple months and I decided, yeah, I am done with the modeling. I am done with all of that. And so I started working at Walmart. It was initially out of boredom. They had a Christmas bonus or something like everybody that come help us from Christmas, you will make this amount of money. And I was like, oh shoot, they down the street from me. I'm gonna just take this little job. Ended up becoming the customer service manager at Walmart, and then it was like the most refreshing thing of my life because I had been pursuing this certain career in this wicked industry for 15 years. So
Hmm.
I was like enjoying scanning people food and hi, how can I help you? What happened? Like just being regular, if you will. And
Yeah.
so in that entire journey of him sitting me down and, you know, leading me closer to him and all of that, it's like one day in 2020, um, it's like a light bulb came on and I was like, I'm moving to Ghana. Like I'm done with
Yeah.
this. And I had already been to Ghana in 2018 as a study abroad program with my college. So I
Okay.
knew about Ghana not 2018, 2008. So I knew about Ghana at this time for 12 years, but I never really thought about it again. I just remember the feeling and the smell and just that, So I said, I'm going to Ghana. Just so happened I got fired
Wow.
from Walmart for tardiness, just not coming to work. Like I was calling off too much. And it's
Okay.
because of just some personal issues when it comes to like our female issues. I have like a really bad I'm in the garden very, really bad. That's how we say it in Hebrew when you talk
Understood.
about women's menstrual. So I used to call in like every month because it was just horrible for me. And so they didn't want me to do that anymore. Long story short, I got unemployment from that, and this is before the pandemic happened. So the pandemic happened 1 month after this happened, and then it was this long line of people trying to get employment. And so, anyways, I had, saved all my little unemployment money, all the little money I had got from the things I saved from modeling and movies and things. And so I kind of put it all together, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take this and I'm just gonna go to Ghana and I'm not coming back. I don't know what I'm gonna do there. I don't know who I'm gonna talk to there. I don't know anything. But it's like the minute I made up my mind that that's what I wanted to do, I don't know, a plane ticket was bought. I was started giving away stuff, packing up everything. And then when I left, I had two luggages and a book bag. And yeah, I came to Ghana and I started meeting people, and then things just start flowing. So I would just kind of have to give that to the Most High, that He just kind of told me it was time to go. Like, and I never went back since. It's been 4 years in October.
Wow. That's a crazy
Yeah.
story. I mean, I remember reading on some interview that someone had done with you, and it said from Walmart to starting a business in Ghana. And I always was interested in know, because we hadn't talked about it.
Yeah, they was
So,
looking at have been, all my life or something. I just kind of let them live with it. Like, I really went into the modeling and acting industry for as long as I can remember. Walmart was literally like maybe a year and a half. I can't even
okay,
remember anymore. Yeah, like
okay. I'm getting a little bit of if you're hearing that.
I
I think
am. I'm hearing. Is it me or is it you?
I would imagine it's on your end. I went live a little earlier, and I didn't hear it before.
Let me see.
Um, but it seems like it's gone away now. It's
Okay,
gone now.
let me just stay still then.
Okay, perfect. There we go. You know, we know how it is.
Yeah,
Going live from the continent. Some things are
from
just people out of nowhere. Okay, cool.
for
So
sure.
yeah, so we're going to talk about Ghana consultations in a second, but I want to talk to you about the citizenship piece because this is something that comes up all the time. I mean, in 2020, many people might know that there was an effort to give about 200 and so people citizenship in Ghana, most of which had been living there for an extended period of time. It wasn't that people just showed up and started signing up for citizenship. Other than that, though, there are processes. Usually it takes 5 to 10 years, is what most people will tell you. I lived
Yes.
there for 2 years. But you accelerated that process. And so, I remember seeing that you posted that you got your Ghanaian citizenship. And I was like, I wonder how she did that. And so, I mean, obviously, everybody's process is different. And you have been doing a lot of things to bring people to Ghana, right? You've already, and you're connected to a group, but you also brought people in. People are buying land, and so you're out. You're bringing something to the country. So I always presumed it had something to do with it. But
Nope.
I'd love to know from your perspective, how were you able to accelerate that? I mean, you got your citizenship after 2 years or 3 years? How long were you in Ghana before you got your citizenship?
2 years. I was here
2 years.
2 years before I got it. Yep.
Okay. So
um,
how did that happen?
well, to be honest, just one person, Rabbi Kohen Halevi.
Okay.
Like, they were having a intake, if you will, and basically some of the people who were supposed to be on the list didn't either show up or whatever discrepancy it was.
Yeah.
It's about who you know here. So when it comes to this list that they do whenever they feel like it, it can be every blue moon, it can be every year, it can be every 3 years. So when they
Mm,
do this list, it's only about 1 to 3 people that they're gonna go to put the list together. And so Rabbi Kohen is one of those people. And so, anyways, it came down to them literally calling him and asking him, who do you think should be on this list? Who is making an impact in Ghana? Who's, doing something that is worth who's building, who owns land, like who's investing in the country, who's staying here, who's not leaving. Like,
yeah.
and he said Aleta Israel. And so from there, I went and got my little fingerprints done, and I, took my Ghana card. It was like just a smooth process. I didn't do anything special. I don't know. I didn't wait at all. Like, I was on a line with people who had waited 50 years, and I'm not just saying a number for exaggeration purposes. Like, they literally was like on waiting for citizen for 50 years. One of the ladies is even married to a Ghanaian who was
Mhm.
on my line to be a citizen, and it's like most of us thought that that should be a faster way to get citizen, but obviously it wasn't. So the bottom line is Ghana doesn't really have a program put in place that walks us through getting that citizenship. It's literally, unfortunately, about who you know. And a lot of times when it comes to the Chinese, Lebanese, and whatever, it's about who you can pay. And so I would just say favor ain't fair, honey. So
There it is.
yeah,
All right, so and look, that I think that's a common theme on the continent, right? It's not just it's not like what you know, it's who you know. And I'll take it
yeah,
a step further. It's not just who you know, but it's who knows what you do and what you do well, right? Who's going to
Right.
bring your name up when you're not around? Who's speaking about you when you're
Exactly.
not around? Right? What impact are you making? So that's super important because people always ask how do they expedite the process, and I'm sure some of those other people who pay to expedite the process came through people that they knew already. So it still
Right.
comes to knowing someone, right? Um,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why relationships are important, not to be building
Absolutely.
bridges and bashing people names and all that, like being cautious when it comes to how you treat people or how you speak to people. And, just maintaining your relationships. It's important. You never know someone's story. You can see someone looking low today, and then 4 years from now, hello, you can see them, looking better. So you
Right.
just never know somebody's journey and what story or path that the Most High have them on.
Absolutely. And on that, your path has led you to Ghana consultations. And
Yeah.
I would love to talk about what is Ghana consultations from a high level. Because when we last spoke, I mean, the last live we did, as I said, you helped 20 Black Africans or Black Americans get land in Ghana. I know you and I spoke separately, and you had mentioned that number was much higher. But let's
Yeah.
talk about that. So what's that number now, and what have you done since we last talked? So that was like 2022. So how has things changed since we last spoke?
Yeah, things have drastically changed since we last spoke. We give all praises to the Most High. But just to throw out some numbers for you, we now have 75 clients.
Wow.
And so we've helped 87 people get land, but they are probably building for themselves or just needing some time before they can start building. But as far as who we're constructing for, we have 75 clients. And at this point, we've sold 238 plots of land.
Wow.
And out of those 75 people, we have 53 of them that's cleared their land. We have 22 that started their fence wall, their storage room, and borehole, so they have their own water supply. And we have 8 houses that we are currently working on. So in that 2 years, and then in addition to my own house, I think, when I met you, I hadn't even started my own project, but now
Right.
my own project is fenced. We have solar panels, borehole. I just finished my ceilings and finishing the windows. So we'll get ready to do the floors and paint the house. So I'm hoping to move in my house within the next 7 to 8 months, if not less. So I have my storage room, my office there. I have a 4 plot garden where I'll have my beehive and my chicken coop. So yeah, a lot has changed. We have 75 people invested in this company, and collectively we've brought $250,000 into Ghana. So we're doing good.
Absolutely. So obviously, citizenship well deserved. So
Yeah,
on
thank
that,
you.
seriously. So you obviously mentioned that you've helped people find land, buy land, maybe aren't ready to build yet. But I haven't actually asked you, what does Ghana consultations do? So we've kind of gotten a little bit of it, but like in your own words, from a high level, what does Ghana consultations do?
Well, Ghana Consultations is what we like to call a one-stop shop. Our motto and our slogan is "We care for you." So basically, the Most High told me to put a literal meaning to the words "come home." So, like I like to say, I don't mean just come back to the continent as a cliche like everyone else says it. I literally mean come home. Like come put your feet up, come eat one of your tomatoes out your garden, come watch some TV, put your clothes in your closet. I mean come home. And so, Ghana Consultation being a one-stop shop, we're going to help you get the land, help you get your paperwork on the land, help you get your land searches, help you get your land registered. We're going to make sure you have your receipts. And then we're going to help with your construction. So we're going to clear the land for you, put your fence up. We're going to put your house up in your storage room. And then we're going to secure the property. So we're going to help you get your cameras all over the land so you can pull up an app on your floor, on your phone, and watch everything you're doing. We're going to put security barbed wire or electrical fence around your wall so that no one is jumping your fence and things like that. We're going to secure your property for you, but we're also going to help you with your off-grid resources. So we're going to help you with your borehole, so you never have to pay another water bill in your life, your own private water supply. We're going to help you with your solar panels. If you want us to help you with your garden, like there's about 16 of my clients that we're planting all of their trees for them now, because it's rainy season. It's the best time to get them in the ground. So we do their gardening for them, their farming. We are instrumental in helping your business. So even if you don't want to do the residential route, we are also helping people start their business. So we have restaurants coming up. We have apartment complexes. We have guest house and our Airbnbs, small gyms, pool houses, and things like that. And so we do everything up until interior decorating. So we send you an album when you're at that point with 100 different gates to put on your fence wall, 100 tiles, 100 burglar-proof bars, if that's the route you would like to go, different window frames and window glass. We send you tiles for the floor, tiles for the kitchen cabinets, tiles for the walls. Like we send you an album with these different things in it. Your doors, you're going to turn the page and see a bunch of different doors, and then we're going to go and get them for you and put them in your house. And so we're getting ready to also help our clients ship whatever they want from America to their property. And so it's literally a one-stop shop. When they come here, they don't have to do anything but relax. So that's what we do and what we are about.
Yeah, you come a long way. I would say there's a lot of offerings. I mean, I think the last time we spoke, it was mostly just helping people buy the land and maybe getting them a contractor. I think that was the conversation at that time.
Yeah, it was
Um,
like consultations. That was really the
yeah,
big thing. Like, let me just
yeah,
talk to you. Like, I know you
right,
don't get Ghana, you don't get Africa, you don't trust nobody. Let me just talk to you. And so it
right,
was initially like consultations. That's in fact how the name was created. Why it's called Ghana Consultations, because
right,
initially it was a consultation company. But as I started, my clients take the route that I take. I
right,
initially just bought land. And so the clients initially just bought land from me. But
right,
as I decided I'm ready to build my house and things like that, I had to find me, contractors. I had to find helpers and masons and all those type of things to do my own project. And so initially it just was me getting started. And so as I got started, I journaled it, I blueprinted it, I business mapped it, and then I started being able to offer you everything I just did. Okay, I just got this done on my house, I'm putting my fence up, I can do yours too. Hey, I just got a borehole, I can do yours too. I just got my storage room put up, I can do it. Like, so every single step I had to take, it was a matter of me releasing that resource to the clients who had consultations or believed in me enough to get land from me. And so it just kept going. Now I need to secure my property. I put cameras everywhere. I put
right.
electrical wire on my fence, so I can help you do that now. And then the whole time I'm journaling this, I'm
Hmm.
writing down and bookkeeping everything that I'm doing. I'm collecting resources. I'm getting rid of people who's not doing quality work or the
Hmm.
standard that America require. I'm getting rid of people who don't have that finish that I'm looking for. And I'm replacing them with a different artisan. And I'm finding the best artisans that exist here. Now it's a game for me where I'm like, oh, I gotta find the best person in the world that do roofings. Like, who is the best person? No, it ain't you. It ain't you. Like, and so yeah, trial and error. I just started forming this stellar team, which I'm still not done with. And yeah, now it's kind of like a full blown circle. Like, I can do it all for you if you just have a little patience, because Ghana is not like America. They don't move as fast as
Hmm.
American,
Hmm.
wish. The standard is not there. So you got to give me a little time to fix it and do all this, like, hold on, they gonna get it right or whatever. Like, so it's like it's a lot of challenges that I have to face. And if the client just will work with me, they'll get exactly what they want and definitely what they need.
Absolutely. And I mean, just for anybody listening, right? I mean, that she basically uses herself as a case study, and that case study has brought all these new clients, right? And so,
Yes.
if you live it, you can teach it, right? And so,
Yeah.
she's not talking to people about what she knows in theory. She actually has been through it. Okay,
Yes.
cool.
Thank you.
So, it's impressive how much you've built so far. I mean, I've been following your journey, obviously, on Instagram, all
Yeah.
this time, and every once in a while I've checked in on you. But this is, I
Thank
mean,
you.
I didn't have this much information, so this has been great.
Yeah.
Um,
Thank you.
I,
Thank you.
of course, of course. So let's talk about where the land is located, right? Because obviously Ghana is a big country, right? And so
Mhm.
it's not in Accra, if I'm not mistaken. So where is it? And yeah, let's start with where it is, and then I have some other questions for you.
Okay, well, the land is in the central region of Ghana, which is about 3.5 hours from Accra, which is the capital of Ghana, where the international airport is. And so it's about 3.5 hours from the international airport. It's right outside of Cape Coast, so it's about 20-25 minutes from the beachfront and things like that. The actual areas, I have three different communities. So the first community is like a Cebu slash agenda, and I say it with a slash because there's literally a property line that takes it from one city, if you will, to the next. So we're between, some of them is in the Cebu, and then some of them go over that line and now they're in agenda, but it's all neighbors. The
Okay.
second community is in Yamaransa. That is about 15 minutes from a Cebu. And then the third community is the oceanfront hilltop land. And this, the oceanfront hilltop land. This is Atikiwa. I'm not saying that right at all, but I never do. But it's something like Atikiwa. That is also about 15 minutes from the community too. So all of them is like within, a certain mile radius of each other. And so, yeah, we're in the central region of Ghana. This is the biblical area where you are going to find the last bath and the slave dungeons and the canopy walk. This is that area. So here where we are is historical as well as biblical.
Absolutely, and someone who has visited that area, of course, on my first trip to Ghana, and then again when I moved to Ghana, it's hard to explain and to describe what you feel when you go on those walks and you get those tours. I'll leave that for you guys to go do when you go. This is not
Yes.
about that, but I absolutely recommend when you go to
It's
Ghana, you go and do that. Okay,
yes.
cool. Do you have names for this land? I mean, I know you mentioned that you have three different communities, and they're all within 30 minutes of each other. Do the communities have names?
So what we do is all of the communities are called Ghana consultations communities.
Okay,
And each individual client have names. And
okay,
so have like Israel Estate is what um where my house is located. Lion of Judah Estate is where my garden is located. But then you have all of the different clients who name their estates. So McGriff Estate, Addie's Lounge, you got Shalom Estate, you got Judah Estate, you got Blair Estate, Black Estate. We have so many communities. So every single Cephas estate, every future estate, every single client names their estate so that we can kind of protect their privacy somehow, because I am a YouTuber, I am a content creator,
right.
which is another thing that has drastically changed since the last time you see me. Like I am
Mhm.
like, I used to remember I was talking you, how do I get paid? What am I supposed to do with this?
Yes.
And you was like, this all you gotta do. They gonna mail you a pin number. Like I thank you to this day for helping me get monetized on YouTube. It is definitely a
Of
game
course.
changer. So yeah, I remember that, and I still appreciate you for that. But yeah, back to the question. Everyone names their individual states, but the communities themselves are just called Ghana Consultations communities.
Got it. We got one of your clients here. Tammy is naming her estate, or naming their estate, I should say, future
Yeah,
estate.
Future Estate, yes. Future Estate is doing that now. They have a fence wall up. They have their storage room. We planted their trees, so they have palm and all type of food that's already growing around their fence wall. They've been very patient and understanding with the process. So I do appreciate you, Tammy, for tuning in.
Absolutely. And then we got Anthony Clemenson say, "Stay strong and lead a run real estate company is no joke. I commend you for how far you've come." Yeah, there you go.
No joke, that's for sure. Thank you.
Hmm. And I listen. I know too. I'm building in Sierra Leone right now. So you got people watching from community too right now as well. Look at that.
Is actually my supervisor for community too. So he
Nice.
makes sure everybody has what they need. He can make sure all the clients can get to the land by helping them with the directions. He makes sure we have cement and water. He helps me when I'm feeding the clients. So my supervisors are super, super rock stars. So thank you, Frederick.
Yeah, and this is an unprompted endorsement, but I talk to a lot of people about content creation. People that I've interviewed, people, I love to talk about it. And when I give them insight or information that I have, whatever information and knowledge I have, they don't always act on it.
Right.
Aleta acted on it immediately. Like I saw the videos going up on YouTube, Instagram. I said, "Oh, she became a content creator for real." Like it
Yeah.
was like I saw the content, the thumbnails, everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you really acted on it for sure.
I, hey, you seen was it the Friday after next? He was like, when I got that money, I was gone. Like that's how I feel like I got that first check from YouTube. Like, oh,
Hmm.
okay, okay. Like, so no, I definitely appreciate. I was so lost in the process. It was like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, what do I gotta do? Like, they're asking me for this. How they gonna get that to Ghana? Like, I just didn't think it was possible because I was here in Ghana, but it all worked out. And yeah, I am 12,000 subscribers in. Like, thank you. Shout
Nice.
out to all my Elite Root members.
There it is. I love it. And obviously, you are a very busy person. You help 87 people get land, 75 clients, and so people have to schedule time with you. And we'll talk about how they can do that at one point in time. We'll ask that at the end. But I just saw a comment, so I just wanted to address that. So I think it's also important to talk about employing people on the continent, right? I mean, a lot of people talk about moving to the continent and building businesses and things like that. And you don't realize how important it is to employ people, because when you employ people, they are earning an honest living. They can take
Yes.
care of their families. There's like domino effects of benefits that come from that. So how many people are you employing right now with Ghana consultations?
We have over 73 workers. This is
Wow.
consisting of masons, helpers, carpenters, electrician, plumbers, roofing towelers, steel benders, painters, as well as the supervisors, the project managers, the secretary, the receptionist, the private driver, the media team, the lawyer, the accountant. And so we have on a good day we can get up to 80, and that's because sometimes, like right now, I'm doing my ceiling, so I have 6 people from the pop guys, the artisans that are doing the ceilings, but they don't have to do ceilings every day. Everybody have to get to that point. So when they talk about how many people we help, we have almost close to 80, but we don't need them all day every day. Some of them are contractors, so we have them as needed. There go my
And
other
okay,
client. I saw her come in. Hi, Nights Estate.
is that this?
Yeah, yeah. She is in community too. She's starting her
Okay.
house. We're about to be finished with the foundation. She got a fence wall. She got a borehole. She got a storage room. She got her gate up. So yeah, they're doing well as well.
And I think it's important to reiterate the fact that things do not move in Ghana at the speed they do in the US. And in the US, they move slowly too. I don't know if any of you have ever worked with a contractor before, by the way, in the
Probably
US.
not.
it,
Yeah.
it's not what you think it is. Trust me, it's not what you
No,
think it is. People,
not
I
at
mean,
all.
every realtor I know tells me that they say that all contractors they have names for them. So
Yeah.
when you're doing this on the continent, it is a very difficult process. Speaking firsthand as someone who's built and who's bought land, it's very, very difficult. So I just wanted to mention that because just because I wanted to address some of the comments that people have been saying, like things take a long time. But you had already addressed you got to be patient,
Yeah.
right? You got to be
They
patient. It
You
takes
have to
time.
be patient. And some of the stuff is nobody's fault, like rainy season. Who we finna beat up? Like, we can't work today. Like it's
Right.
an extending rainy season. What do you want me to do? We're gonna mess up your blocks if we try to do anything. It's so many of the delays too has to do with the country. It's like there's nothing that we can do. Like, help us out. Just be still.
Absolutely, 100%. So Khalil speaks. I mean, depending on what advice you want, I obviously do consultations as well on starting business on the continent. But you can either reach out to myself or Alita. Our information's in the description
Nah, you
below.
you
So,
can't reach out to me. Reach out to him. I'm done. It's over with.
okay,
Like, you can send an email or inquiry, but I'm
okay,
not doing no more of this, taking on more clients until 2025, and that's his most high say so. Like, I am over
there
my
you go.
head and I just need to focus right now. I have 75 people that loves me, adores me, and believes in me, and I don't want to let them down. So I'm not putting more work on my plate right now.
There you go. Boom. There you go. So reach out to me then. I'll
Yeah,
point you in the
reach
right
out to
direction with
him. He
someone.
might. Yeah, I'm vouching for him too. He got that spot. He got that splat.
So Living Truth says he's catching videos from you back to back. So I guess you had posted another video today or something. So um,
Yeah, I've been all over the media lately.
that's it. Taking action. All right, cool. So we
Yeah.
talked about how many people work for you. We talked about the business. I wanted to get on some of the specifics of buying land because some of the people, obviously, right now, people who are watching who would want to work with you can't until 2025, right? So,
Yeah.
but they probably have some questions, right? And so, some
Okay.
basic, high level questions that I think would be important for people to know if you're planning to buy land in Ghana. And so, the first for you I have is what do most people get wrong about buying land in Ghana? I have some thoughts on that too, but this is a question I get all the time. But what are some of the things that people do and they get wrong when they're going on their own to buy land?
I think the main thing they get is believing these soft voices, these spirits that are pretending to be humble, and you just feel like they are genuine. There's no way they can scam you. Like, so
Hmm.
the first thing is, like the scriptures say, prove all things. You need to know the person you're dealing with. You know them by their fruits. So get to know the person first. Go try to meet their family, learn where they live. Like, forget all the land. Literally just try to learn that person. What is they about? What is their heart posture? Like, so that is half the battle when you can either confirm or deny that you have a good person in your corner. Then you want to also make sure that you do a land search. And even having this person in your corner, you want to do the land search with them. And I learned that the hard way, okay?
Hmm.
Believe me, the hard way. So you want to do a land search, you can go there yourself and they can let you know if there's any encroachment, if it's a flood zone area or not. And basically, that's half the battle. So when you look at that land search, it'll be able to tell you, if the person you're dealing with or talking to, if they're the real owners and all of that. And so when you get and the next thing you want to get is an indenture. That is going to take you some time. Now, it don't mean you being scammed because you ain't got it in 3 or 4 months. Ghana
Hmm.
is slow. I literally have clients who are the first clients that I have, and they don't have they indenture. It's been like 2 years. I'm so serious because they had so many changes. They messed up the name, so many fixes, switches, all of that, office changes, different secretaries. They got lost in the sauce, got picked up again. So I learned from that situation to literally make sure I'm involved in the indenture process. So all of my clients have their indentures now, with the exception of the first 2 or 3 people that came with me. I'm still waiting on those indentures. Now, I recently just got them all fixed, but I'm waiting on the course to sign them. But at least I know the verbiage is right. Now, speaking of verbiage, when you have an indenture, there's some things that should be in there. First of all, that king or that chief or that government or that family, they needs to sign the back of the site plan. The site plan is going to show you the coordinates of your land. It's a map, a layout of the land. When they're signing it over to you, they have to sign that sheet of paper. The other thing you want to make sure you're looking for is the actual history on the land, on the family. The history of the land should be in that indenture. They should also write out the coordinates in words. So everything you see on the site plan, it should also be verbalized. So if you want to say the number one, you also need to spell out the number one, the word one. And so those are some things that should be included inside of your indenture, along with obviously all of the court stamps, the chief stamps, the signatures from the chief, from the witness, from the elders, and everybody involved. And then lastly, you want to go and get your land registered, which you take
Hmm.
your land, I mean, your indenture, you take you some money and you take your ID and you find another trustworthy person, because this part is determined by if this registration is going to take a year or 4 months. So go find someone that you can get in good with and be like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Get this done for me. I got you. Don't worry about nothing. And pay to play. Stop being cheap. Pay to play
Hmm.
the game. Because if you
Hmm.
don't pay to play, here in Ghana, we say you pay for your piece. So you have to pay for your piece here. Don't be in there. Why I gotta charge this? Why? Listen. Make the arrangement. The thing you have to make them to do is agree to it. You need them to verbalize your expectations. So is this going to take 3 months? Is this going to take 4 months? If they tell you 3 months, give them a little something, and then you say, if you make it take 2.5 months, I'm gonna give you this. Like, play to pay. I mean, pay to play. Like, stop being cheap. And because this is a different country, and y'all probably say, is that legal and all that stuff? Listen, this is how it works here. If you don't like
Mm-hmm.
it, it's okay. You're gonna wait a year for it then. Like, so those are pretty much the steps that you can take to just make sure you got something legitimate. And then by all means, which is my final thing to say on this matter, is ask questions. Along the
Mm-hmm.
way, keep asking, keep asking, keep asking questions. If there's no problems, then there should be no problems.
Yeah, well put. A couple things I got from that. Number one, trust but verify. Okay. And I listen, as someone who's lived in Ghana for 2 years. Okay. So one of the things that got me was that perfect English. The vocabulary is better than mine. They say please before everything, please. And
kindly,
so
kindly sign here.
yeah, exactly. And so, someone earlier said wolf in sheep's clothing. I mean, what you can find is anywhere where there's desperation everywhere. I'll say that. And so people who are desperate come in all kinds of shapes and sizes. I know what a wolf looks like in Brooklyn. I did
Right,
not know what a wolf
right.
looks like in Accra or
Come
in Ghana,
on now,
right?
it's so true.
It's such a different thing. And so, trust but verify. People will, like I said, speak better English, will speak very politely. As you mentioned, there can be soft spoken. And when they're talking to you, you're kind of just like you're in a trance. They're getting you, right. And then before you know it, you spent more money than you expected, and you got less than what you expected, right? And so,
Yes.
she just said it all. I just had to verify that, and also what she mentioned with the indentured and getting the signatures from the chiefs or kings. That's a lot like Sierra Leone, and so you'll find that in many countries, especially in West Africa, chiefs own a lot of the land, right? And so I think it's the stool ownership, and I think in Ghana they call them stool, right? Because they sit on
It's like
stools.
family land or government land.
Yeah, okay, yeah, exactly. And so in those instances, it's just like they have to sign, same thing in Sierra Leone. So very similar processes, different names for things. I think, and it's a conveyance in Sierra Leone. It's an indentured in Ghana, but similar processes.
Mhm.
And then I would always say, like, Ghana is like, with certain people, they can be like veneers, right? You guys you guys know what veneers are like, right? But before they put those veneers on, they shave your teeth down like shark teeth, right?
Yes.
So the
Yes.
outside look amazing, but underneath you got shark teeth, and that is what you can get in Ghana. So just be careful. That's why it's always good to go through someone who who's done the process, right? Who's gone
Yes.
through it and who can verify through other people that they've worked with. So in this case, you got to wait till 2025 before you can work with Aleta again. If
Yep.
she's available at that time, and otherwise there are
Yeah.
other folks that you can go through that I can point you in the right direction on.
For
Okay.
sure.
So I want to wrap it up because there's not a lot more to ask. You answered a lot of questions that I had with what you just said, all the things that you stated. So a couple things. Um, what advice in general would you give to people who wanted to move to Ghana? So maybe separately from the buying of land, since we've talked about that, but you now
Hmm.
lived there almost 4 years. I lived there for a little over 2 years. What advice do you give to someone who's just making the move from the West, right? They get excited, they want to come home, and they just, up and go. What advice would you give them?
I have a few advice. I mean, I got a lot of advice, but I'm gonna just tell you the important ones because Ghana is
Okay.
something else. So you want to definitely, this is important. You want to shift your mindset. So before you come to Ghana, we need you to, first of all, one first thing, make up in your heart and in your mind that this is where you want to be. So do your due diligence, come visit sometimes because it's not easy to live in Ghana. I can't speak for Sierra Leone. I can't
Mhm.
speak for Nigeria, although I've been there, and Gambia, although I've been there. I can't speak for them. But Ghana is hard, okay? You ain't coming here and filling out no application and getting a job. So you got
Right.
to get in your entrepreneur bag in order for you to have some lights here. And so the first thing is to make up in your mind, know that you know that you know that you know you're not going nowhere, so that your circumstances, resources, and everything start aligning in the direction of I'm not going nowhere. And so once you make up your mind, now change your mindset. This is not America. Don't come here trying to change these people. Don't come here trying to bully these folks. Like, don't come here trying to impress your theories and all that up on them. You need to learn the culture. That's how you get along here. If you learn the culture, you don't have to agree with everything. But if you play by their rules, as they say, small, small, you will get further than fighting them at every turn. So me, I had no respect for the police officers here. I thought you don't got no gun. You standing at this police barrier just asking these taxi drivers for money. You just harassing people. I didn't have any respect for their position. And so every time they would stop me in my car, I would be like, dude, what do you want? Like, you, it's nothing you can even do. What you gonna do if I take off? Like, I just was like hot headed. You know, I come from America. I got trauma, honey. Like, and so then I started to realize you need to be friends with these people. Like, you know, they got the resources, they understand the culture in the country, they are respected by these people who work for you, who, you know what I'm trying to say, you need to cook your food for you. So you have to learn the culture. And it don't hurt to learn some of the language because it gets you favor. When I say Aiko, all my workers, it's like a choir. Aye, like they just so excited that I'm trying. When I go there, Mema Wajo or Mema Waha, Mema Wachi, it's like, ah, madam, whoa. Like, and so as learning the culture gives you favor here, it gets you a little bit of like, a little bit of grace. So you want to learn the culture, you want to learn some of the language. I ain't telling you to go crazy, even though I'm trying to go crazy with it. I'm gonna know this language. But it's like if you just try and show them your effort, they will help you. In general, Ghanaians are good-hearted people. I ain't saying all of them, but for the most part, I think they percentages are higher than not of people who generally don't want to be bring shame to their family, who
Mm-hmm.
generally don't want to be caught like a liar. If you say something in America, like, you know, we can insult each other a lot of ways in America. In Ghana, you can insult them by say, "Oh, you're small boy, small girl." That's insulting. If you call them a liar, oh, you just called them out their name. Like, and that's because these type of things bring shame to their family. So by all means, make up in your heart and your mind this what you want to be. Change your mindset. This not America. It ain't done like America. Like, so come here trying to learn the culture, adapt to the culture, and learn the language, adapt to the language, but then also understand what you bring to the table. Americans, we got some skills. We got access to a little bit of money. We got, you know, we got a different finishing than them, a different standard, a different quality. So when you start working together with, you know, the Ghanaians and African American, it's actually a pretty powerful duo. And so I would definitely like to say that you have to come here and start to pipe down some, because you're going to be tried, you're going to be tested. The food is not like what we're used to. So just find the different areas that serve what you want to eat. Don't go trying to bash how they eat and what they do and calling them names, all this stuff. Like, it's just wrong. Like, if you find it in your heart to learn them and then at the same time teach who you are and what you expect, I promise you the peace, I'm speaking from experience, my peace at today is unmatched from when I got here 1 or 2 years ago. I was
Mm-hmm.
fighting everything. What is this? What a seasoning? Why y'all food like why are you trying to bash people's food when they got a restaurant over here that got a good burger for you? That's all you want. You don't know nothing but junk food anyway. You need to change your palate anyway. Like, and then you eat they sweet food and you like, this ain't sweet. This supposed to be a cupcake. Listen, you've been poisoned, daughter. You've been
Mm-hmm.
poisoned, nephew. So it ain't here. They ain't got all them toxins and all them aluminas and the GMO and the steroids in their food. Like, they just don't got that. You got authentic pineapple, like you got authentic oranges and all these type of things. So learn the culture, adapt to the culture, and play their game, because you're gonna have much more and more peace. A lot of diasporas are frustrated. They got an attitude. They
Mhm.
mad every day. And I can look at them now that I've been working on my healing, honey. I can look at them and know exactly what the problem is. It's like, okay,
Mhm.
you don't know how to pay for peace and you want to fight every single thing. Sometimes, yes, you do have to fight. But most of the times here, if you just come down and you talk to them and tell them what you want, they will understand you and you will get much more further if you act the fool with them, because they black too. Now they act the fool with you, like, so the only difference is they got a whole army behind them. So be
Mhm.
smart, be wise, like. And so yeah, I learned to just I learned to make peace, keep peace, and push peace. That's my thing. And now I'm cool here. I've got resources, honey. They know me, so that's what I would say as far as coming to Ghana. It's not easy, but you can do it. And one more thing, I'm sorry, if
Yeah.
you do it, you only gonna help yourself. I've
Right.
only I've only grown since I've been in Ghana. I've been forced to look at my attitude since being in Ghana. I've been forced to look at my patience, my lack of tolerance. Like, I have had no choice but to get out of a situation because they're so kind. So you get out of a situation and then you be like, now why you did all that? Like, you look at
Mhm.
so many ways you could have did something different, and you just been like that was not cause for. And then when you say, if something like that happen again, I'm gonna do it this way, then you start realizing the favor and the grace you are getting with the people here. Like, I got an army behind me because I am family with these people. So that's my take. Y'all know I can ramble, honey.
But I think it's all really helpful. That's all really good information. We are coming up on an hour, and I promised you we're going to try to keep it short because I know it's late over there. So, where can people find you online? I mean, right now, they just need to follow your journey, right? Because they're not going to sign up for any consultation, but you have a platform that you are growing, right? So, where can people
Yeah.
find you online?
Okay, so I'm on Instagram. I'm Aleta.Israel. I'm also on YouTube. Make sure you like, subscribe, post your post notifications on so you don't miss Nathan. And that is Aleta Israel. I have www.ghanaconsultations.com if you kind of want to see the progress of everyone or learn more about or something we didn't cover today. Like I said, if you want inquiries and you don't mind waiting until I can either get more help, more staff, departmentalize a little more, or 2025, then you can send an email to Ghana Consultations land@gmail.com, and you will be put in the inquiry box and we will get to you when we can get to you. The only thing I want to say is be careful with this email. I have someone scamming me, and he's using my name, my image, my face, my videos. He's acting like he's me, and he getting money. People so excited to get to me that they are sending him thousands and thousands of dollars. And so make sure when you email me, every little word count. So Ghana Consultations with an S on the end, land singular @gmail.com. And the secretary will get to you to let you know you've been put in the queue and that we'll be with you, when we can. Other than that, just comment and like me on YouTube. Like, I like to talk back to y'all when I can. I go live, so jump on there with me. And then, not to mention, I have another business coming out that I can't tell y'all about yet because y'all be on one. But I'm gonna tell you when it's ready, and that's gonna help y'all a lot. That's whether you're a client with me. This is for anybody repatriating to Ghana. You are gonna need this service, and we'll be able to launch it within the next month to 6 weeks. So we give praises to the Most High for that as well.
Nice, nice. Okay, so everybody, I mean, all of that's going to be in the description below. It already is in there. So make sure you
Thank
follow her
you.
on all the platforms for sure. Aleta, I really appreciate you taking the time. Like I said, it's been amazing to watch your journey. I've seen a lot of people come and go living on the continent,
Thank
and I've seen you do more than just grow. But so it's been great to watch. So I'm
you.
excited to see what's next.
And one more thing, Joe, don't let it be 2 more years before we talk again now. Like the old folks say, don't be no stranger. You are welcome.
You're right.
Aquaba.
You're right. You're right. Hey, look, I'll be in
Yeah.
Ghana in August. So when I come back to Ghana in
Okay.
August, we definitely got to meet up for sure. We'll
Yeah,
catch up
what's
again.
up? You know what I'm saying? Like, so I got you. Thank you for having me. Thank you for your support and your love.
Of
And thank you
course.
for all the help you've given me. I appreciate you. God bless you and shalom.
Absolutely. Same to you. Right back at you. You said it all perfectly. And with that, guys, Thank you all for watching. Make sure you subscribe to both of the platforms, both channels. Follow us on everything. Turn on post notifications so you're notified every time a new video comes out. And tune back in next Monday. I know this is Tuesday, but tune back in next Monday. I'll go live again. And with that, guys, thanks for watching. See you all on the next video.
Bye.
Bye, guys.